Day 2 of the Truman Lake Solo Pro Series Angler of the Year Showdown, presented by Godfather's Pizza, 4 locations around the Springfield area, Housing Authority of Springfield, and Best Automotive. Stay tuned and enjoy the action.
Just got one small area that's had some fish in it, a lot of bait activity, and that's the only area of the lake that I found. So hoping it holds for another day. I've been catching about 17 pounds a day in there, so basically just flipping a bunch of trees, throwing a square bill, top water, motion fishing jig. So really just gonna try to continue that pattern today, and if they're not in those trees, then I'll run some steeper banks with a spinner bait or something like that, try to put 5 in the boat. That's really the game plan today.
Now you catch them pretty shallow, or you more?
Yeah, anything's really, the trees are sitting anywhere from 12 foot or less for the most part, but I have been running some steeper banks where the suspended fish are kind of hanging on some of the trees there.
Now you catching a lot of quantity like everybody else is talking about? Truman seems to be pretty on fire.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been an all-day bite. Yesterday I had my limit, I think, by 8:30, calling by 10 o'clock, so hoping that continues today too. But we'll just grind it out today and see what happens.
This time of year, they're feeding up. I like to follow those shad, and we have the potential to have another good day. You know, I was real fortunate yesterday and got that one extra bite, and I had pulled into this pocket and I saw a big gizzard shad flip. And big gizzard shad right now are worth their weight in gold, because you can find a million thread fins, and you know, they're anywhere from 1.5 inches to about, I think the biggest pot of thread fins I saw yesterday was maybe pushing 3 inches long. But I mean, there was a big gizzard shad that jumped out of the water. It's almost the size of your hand. So I knew something was chasing it, whether it was a hybrid or whether it was a largemouth or whether, you know, some type of predatory fish. And man, I fan casted that black market balsa size large Missouri shad, and about the third time I was reeling it through the area, I went to bring it out of the water, and the fish almost came out of the water and got the bait. And I mean short line, I mean I've got no line out, and so I stuck the fish and stuck my rod in the water and walked him around the boat, and was real fortunate and got that one in. You know, that's usually the difference this time of year, is that whenever you get that bigger bite and you get him in the boat, then man, it makes all the difference, you know, because that's two extra pounds, you know, for somebody to have to make up. And with as many 2 to 3 pound fish that are biting, it's hard to make that difference up whenever you don't get that 4 or 5 pounder. So,
well, first thing this morning, I'm gonna go back where I caught a few yesterday, of course, and then I'm just fishing new water all day.
Are you gonna fish new water? So
fishing new water.
did you think you burned out your areas yesterday, or?
Well, they died off mid-morning, so I'm gonna give it a little try this morning and just move on.
Any prediction what the rain's gonna do to you today? The storm's coming in.
I don't know. Just gonna make a miserable day.
lake, depending on whether it's sunny or cloudy, they choose different trees to be in. I've made too much money on this lake and have caught them too good. I know what they do on cloudy days, and I fish a certain tree. I like to use gamakatsu. I like round bend trebles on my large baits. And number 2, round bend treble, not short shank, because you want the bait. I differ. So, you know, you'll hear some people say, "Oh no, you want the hooks closer to the bait." They can't throw it that way. No, that's absolutely wrong. If I have a bass that swipes at my bait, I want those hooks being regular round bend trebles on number 2 round split rings. Never use an oval split ring. That prohibits your bait from working correctly. I don't know what we have here. Take another little one. Oh my, looky there. We got a keeper, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the keeper on the board, number 1.
Home lake that I grew up on, small, 600 acres, but it was shallow and muddy.
Oh yeah.
So it was all about flipping docks, shallow cover, stuff like that. It's changed over the years. It's now clear, but that's what I grew up doing, was flipping shallow stuff. So anytime I can flip or anything like that, I'm in.
big ones on baits that you wind, but I will disagree with that. I've caught too many big ones either on a spinnerbait or a bee or a buzz bait or you know, cranking. And you just have to know where to target them, how to target them. The bass wants to suspend, let's say 4 foot down on a 10-foot tree. Well, he's now in the depth zone that my balsa bait can reach him. Or if I wanted to slow roll this big spinnerbait through hardwoods or whatever it might be, I can reach him.
Oh, that's gonna be awful close.
We're staying with you all day long.
You just want me to lose, don't you?
Catch 40, 50 fish like everybody else.
No. No, I had about 15 or 16 keepers.
Hey, that's better. A lot of people said it was a lot of small fish and only like 4 or 5 keepers.
No, I might have had 10 shorts, probably.
That's a good
I
day.
caught more keepers than I did shorts. Now you're gonna jinx me.
Was your daddy a good fisherman?
Uh-huh.
Who is your daddy?
Bobby.
Bobby? Well, is he going to catch a real big one today?
Yeah.
What's his biggest fish he's caught? Do you know?
Yeah. We live by the lake and he caught a big one down there. Uh-huh.
Do you guys go fishing with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
You outfish your daddy? You catch more than he does?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Say yes, we do.
Yeah.
Good job. You catch more fish than your daddy?
One time I ate fish.
Did well, do you know if it was a bass or what color was it? Was it a crappie, bass? Was it one of Daddy's bass?
No.
It was? I bet you catch more fish than he does, don't you? No.
Do you?
Yes.
You do?
Nice sack. It's gonna weigh in at 14.11, 14.11.
I got three. I got one good one though, about 5 pounder. So.
Anything particular you caught him on?
On a whopper plopper. Yeah.
Before the rain or after the rain?
First thing in the morning.
All
like
right.
it was about like 7:15.
What do you think he weighs?
He's probably 5 pounds.
Fish being 5.03. 5.03. Very nice. Very.
Catching on buzz baits like you did last year?
No, they didn't bite a buzzbait at all except for me. Well, they stayed shallow, but they weren't in the bushes.
No. Not today.
You upgrade any?
Got 2. I needed that other one.
Fish got 5 fish.
I felt so bad, man.
All right, we got a bag of 14.97.
We get toys. I think.
Toys? Whoa!
What
How
kind?
old are you, Hunter?
4.
You're 4? Wow. How about you, Aubrey?
6.
6.
Now, what kind of toys you gonna get?
A Barbie, I think.
Barbie.
What did you change today? Did you change anything today from yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't go so fast. Yesterday I covered a lot of water probably too fast, and today just slowed down, put a little bit lighter weight on there. Caught a bunch of flipping trees, and then caught some on a square lip, caught some on a spinnerbait. Went through maybe 80 fish and probably 30 keepers.
How's your hands look?
What I tell them to do?
Yeah. Next couple of days.
I would find main bank cuts where there's several of them together, several flat points together that have a channel that comes in close. It's got timber, and just flip that timber all day long.
Windy banks, because everybody seems to say like you got to be on wind. No matter you.
Actually, I did better when I wasn't in the wind.
Not till about noon. My bite went away through the morning, couldn't find a topwater bite, and then from noon to 2 I caught 30 bass and only one measured.
We stayed there till about 10 and it poured.
Yeah, that's what delayed me a little bit, was that I wasn't going to run from way over there up to there in that heavy downpour.
Did you catch some down? Oh, come on, man. Did the same thing?
Yeah, when I went back to the same coves, and then, you know, in 2 hours was just fish. But today there was only the one.
Think that ground left you?
Yeah. 4.0. At noon, I still had one. I ended up with a
Afternoon?
Yeah.
Good.
Caught 5 keepers after 12. One of them about.
Anything different or just bite?
No, I switched to the jig. I pulled into a spot I was going to fish, and wasn't no wind, so I got my jig out.
Yeah, yes.
Caught 4 on a jig, and then on my way in, I stopped and was going to fish another place like it, but it was windy. Picked up a spinner bait, one cast. Caught.
I want to know if your dad's trying to become a Ninja Turtle. He's got a lot of green. Is he a Ninja Turtle? You know what kind of turtle he would be?
Yeah. Shit ton of fish. I probably had 80 bass today, all on a square bill, balsa B3. I threw it all day long until I broke the bill.
A certain balsa that you like, that you've been throwing?
I threw David Ryan's bait. Black market balsa. Caught him on a crappie colored and a shad colored one. Good today.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to jump out of there and get some 4-pounder right at the boat. Trying to scramble to get the net.
I lost 2 4-pounders this morning and literally almost cried.
What'd you do today?
Huh?
Did you stay up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like, where's he at?
I stayed on that tree row all day. I left at 2 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
AOY championship is Blake Felix with 34.40.
Good job, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Talk to you.
Blake Felix, winner of the Truman Solo Pro Series tournament. Can you go through kind of your 2-day strategy, what you did yesterday?
I threw a Dave's Custom Baits square bill for both days, really. I did catch a couple on a spinnerbait, but I culled them both out. I threw a size 3 in crappie color. I probably caught 70 to 80 fish each day. Had a limit by 9 o'clock both days. It was really good. The lake's on fire right now.
Now, what advice would you give anybody to, like, tomorrow, next couple days? Because it sounds like everybody's catching them.
Yeah.
A lot of multiple fish.
The bigger fish seem to be out a little bit. I caught a lot of fish shallow, but the big fish seem to be out in 8 to 10 foot trees, suspended.
Any particular colors of baits that you're using, or any pattern that you're trying?
I threw a black and chartreuse square bill and a crappie color, but all my big ones came on the crappie color. There's a lot of crappie in this lake, and the bass eat them.
Now, what are you going to do with your winnings?
Give it to my wife.
Tom Statler, second place, Truman Lake Solo Pro Series 2-day tournament. That's two-day tournaments, a little different format than we did before. Can you go through the first couple days? You know, first day, second day.
Two-day tournament's always different for me. It's you got to find more than just one day's worth of fish. So Friday we were up here and I just started checking things. Caught some fish on whopper plopper, caught some fish flipping. Don't stick around and hang on to anything very long. Saturday went out, caught, could not catch anything on whopper plopper. Ended up flipping trees with a D-bomb and throwing a biffle bug out on points. So today, went back out today, another day, caught fish first thing on a whopper plopper, and then went back to the trees, flipped trees again with a D-bomb and a 10-inch worm. And biffle bug wouldn't work today, so every day is different.
Now, a lot of people were catching a lot of fish this weekend. Were you the same, catching multiple fish?
Oh yeah, Saturday I probably caught 60, 70 fish, had 10 keepers. Today, probably the same, 60, 70 fish. I had 10 or 11 keepers today.
So someone coming out to fish tomorrow for fun or over the next course of the week, is there something you could give them, advice you would?
Yeah, I would just pick up a D-bomb or a tube or anything small like that, green pumpkin chartreuse, and go throw it in a tree. And they moved a little bit yesterday afternoon. They pulled up a little shallower, and then today it seemed like they were a little bit deeper again. But it's just crazy. There was a time yesterday with every tree I threw at, you just catch fish, one after the other. And there was one point after I caught a fish, a short one, I laid my rod down with about 4 feet of line hanging out, took him off. I weighed him, that's what I did, I weighed him to see if he helped, and he didn't help. I turned around and picked my rod up, and there was another one hanging on it. It was just hanging over the side of the boat, non-keeper. So it was just, and then I pitched to another tree and caught another one just immediately. It was just nuts.
Now, are you targeting more of the main lake, areas, middle pockets?
Main lake pockets is what I was fishing. And they seemed like they were, I don't know, from the mouth to about halfway back.
So did you have to run a lot of spots, or did you stay in a certain area?
If I caught one fish, I hung around, especially if I caught a keeper. And then just kept after it.
We're here with Bobby Roberts, third place, Truman Lake Solo Pro Series 2-day tournament.
Yep.
That's a little bit unique that we did a 2-day tournament compared to a 1.
Yep.
Can you give an overall strategy what you did for the 2 days?
Well, during practice, I hunted a ton of water. Really just found one little area where the fish were. So really banked on that. In practice, we had 17 pounds out of there. So the first day of competition, went in there, flipped a bunch of trees, motion jig, brush hog. That was really the winning secret there. Today, flipping bite was really dead, caught a bunch of shorts. So from there I picked up a buzzbait, lost a good one that would have helped me out, but kept that in my hand the rest of the day, ended up catching those 2 big ones, which helped me get third place. So overall good day, a lot of keepers.
So I know a lot of people say they're catching a lot of fish.
Yep.
A lot of 50, 60 big fish.
Yeah.
Is that something that you did also?
Yeah, for sure. So the first day I probably went through 20 keepers, something like that. Today I went through probably 40 shorts before I started getting keepers, but I mean it was all day bite both days, so it was a lot of fun. It kept it interesting, and even though we were playing in the rain, but it was a good day.
So what advice would you give someone fishing next couple of days? Any particular thing they could do? Because fishing's good right now.
Yeah.
Fishing back pockets, fronts.
So for me it was finding the dirtier water. And either flipping cedar trees or throwing a buzzbait shallow as that water's coming up.
We're here with Jim Young, Angler of the Year 2019 Solo Pro Series. Can you go over through your year? I mean, you had a pretty good year, obviously. You won Angler of the Year. So anything you can tell us, highs, lows throughout the season?
Well, my home lake is Lake of the Ozarks, and that was the only tournament I didn't weigh in a limit. I had terrible practices at all the lakes, but the day the tournament rolled around, I found fish and I caught them.
Now, your fishing style, what is your fishing style that you like throughout the year that obviously worked for you?
Usually is a jig.
And that's pretty universal?
Yeah. Yesterday, on this tournament, I caught all my fish on spinnerbait. Started out doing the same thing this morning. Had 1 fish at noon, went to the jig, had a limit in an hour. But I called one of them at the end of the day on a spinnerbait, so.
Okay, so if someone coming tomorrow at Truman, what would you tell them to do that they could catch a number of fish?
It would depend on the weather, but if it's windy and cloudy, I'd say spinnerbait early. After that, go to the jig, get out of the wind, and flip a jig.
Because we followed you a little bit, and you fished a lot of wind.
Yeah.
So was that a key, you think, to this?
For the spinnerbait, yeah.
Gotcha. So is that what you would normally do on multiple lakes?
Yes.
If it was real windy, you kind of pattern the wind?
Right.
I gotcha.
Just fish the conditions.
So the $1,000 that you won, provided by, Angler, Championship Marine, are you going to buy underwear? Are you going to buy socks? Are you going to buy tires?
I'm going to get my prop fixed and my prop shaft fixed that I tore up yesterday or today because I hit a tree both days. So.
Yeah. All right.
If you look at my prop, it don't look good.
Did that happen here on Truman?
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, appreciate it. Angler of the Year, thank you.